Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. It is 9:30, April 2nd, 2024, as we deal with another series of rain storms in our area. Today was mainly a stratiform rain event. Tomorrow is going to be much, much worse. You'll notice here I'm starting with the satellite because just illustrating to you what we have going on. Again, another atmospheric river. You can see it's actually more from the Gulf of Mexico this time. You can see it's originating in the Gulf, and all that moisture is just feeding into the storm system here that we have. And there has been severe weather as a result of that today. In fact, severe weather in Charleston, and we're gonna go and look at some of the information here that happened in West Virginia. Here, this is some of the damage that they've had. There is a lot of power outages. Look at this big, massive billboard sign that got taken down, crushed a car. We have roof damage. So a lot of this is straight line wind damage, but some of it might be tornadoes too. We have building collapses. This is Charleston. Looks like a roof collapsed or something collapsed off this. This building is going to probably be deemed uninhabitable now as a result of that. And this is really, really bad damage here. Some more damage here in West Virginia. Now, Ohio also got hit. The area of Ohio that on the border of West Virginia also got hit as well. Lot of power outages. A lot of power outages. So we're gonna look at this, and this is more storm damage here. That looks like tornado damage. So they've had tornadoes, touchdown. This is the kind of system that's heading our way here. This is what it looked like at some of the radar images here. You could see. I know they're kind of low resolution, but you could see really confirmed tornadoes. Harper's Ferry, Virginia, as well. You can look at this as well. All right, nothing crazy here. It doesn't look like anything crazy here. I don't know why this came up in here. But this is the line here. This is the line. This is the line that kind of came through here. So it was a really intense squall line. We can look at it on Ventu Sky as well. I want to talk about this because, again, this is part of the system that's heading for us. So let's go to around 11 a.m. this morning, and we'll show you what's going on. So this is the line here that was going through Charleston. You can see the bow. And there, look right there. There's a tornado there. So tornado, that's definitely a tornado. Look at that rotation right there. That's definitely going to be a tornado. So this is a pretty intense line that came on through. And you can see how fast it was moving too, racing through. Went from Huntington down to Charleston, causing a lot of problems in West Virginia. Very intense line. So this is part of the second system that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. As far as our area, we've had mainly stratiform rain across our area today. Tomorrow, it's going to be a lot different in nature, for sure. Power outages, West Virginia in the red. We have 122,000 people in West Virginia without power. Some of these counties are almost in complete blackout, like Fayette, Nicholas, Clay, Kanawha. Also, over half the people in Kanawha County without power right now. Cabell County, not hit as bad. That's where Huntington is. 9,428, but you can see a lot of people without power. We have an update from Appalachian Electric here. Severe weather that swept across Appalachian Power's West Virginia service territory has caused extensive damage to the company's transmission and distribution facilities. Multiple substations, circuits, and equipment necessary for the safe delivery of power were damaged during the high wind and heavy rain event, which has left more than 120,000 customers without electric service. This is incredible amounts of damage here. And this is the kind of storm, that is heading our way. So keep that in mind. This is the kind of energy that we have in the atmosphere that have caused all these power outages. And it's not just West Virginia, but Ohio, too. The southern part of the state has some outages, too. We're going to have, we already have a high wind watch in effect for tomorrow as well. So I'm just going over this to illustrate the kind of damage that this storm has, caused. And there is a tornado watch, again, in effect for, yeah, you guessed it, parts of West Virginia, into the whole Appalachian area, Ohio, because there's another line of storms that's going to be coming on through. Birmingham up to from Alabama into Tennessee. This whole area, again, under threat for severe weather. continue. The threat is not over yet for this area. So this is unusual to see such an extensive severe weather outbreak at this early in the season. It's very alarming and definitely nerve-wracking for a lot. I mean, this is not normal what we're seeing at all. This is not normal at all. So let's look at West Virginia. I'd actually take a look at some of those observations from West Virginia if I can find West Virginia on here. I know they shade this quite a lot. So here's West Virginia right here. All right, so here's Charleston. Let's take a look at some of these observations here. And see what kind of wind the gusts came with this particular line. Came through. I'd like to see what their peak wind gust was. Actually, probably would have showed peak on here, but we'll take a look at the storm when it came through. Look at that, gust to 60 miles an hour right there with that storm, and I'm curious, it might have been even higher. So let's go back to that for a minute here. 60 mile an hour wind gust reported with that line right there. Let's say look at Huntington. They had I'm trying to find an airport near Huntington here. Huntington Tri-State Airport had a wind gust. Oh my gosh, even worse. 92 mile an hour wind gust at Huntington, West Virginia. That's incredible that's probably straight line winds, but these are the kind of storms that can produce tornadoes. And you can see here, look at that. 92 mile an hour wind gusts with a thunderstorm that hit around 10:39 this morning. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's just incredible. So that's really, really disturbing to see. So, yeah, this is a pretty incredible severe weather event, to say the least. And for our area, this is what we're going to have to worry about here. So you could already see storm warnings, high wind warnings posted. It looks like there may be high wind warnings posted as well. So let's look at the latest briefing from the National Weather Service on Upton. At least they're taking this one seriously. Strong to damaging wind threat has increased. High wind watch and wind advisory have been issued. There is a threat for moderate coastal flooding has increased as well. So strong to damaging winds late Wednesday morning into Wednesday night with gusts of 60 miles an hour possible along the coast. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, locally 3.5 through late Wednesday night. Again, we're going to see a lot of rainfall and flooding. Widespread minor urban, poor drainage and riverline flooding Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday night. Moderate 2 to foot inundation above ground, coastal flooding threat during Wednesday afternoon eve and early Thursday morning high tides. Locally major flooding, 3 foot of inundation above ground possible for vulnerable communities along the southern and eastern bays of Long Island with early Thursday. I'm getting just a little bit of an anxiety attack over these storms because it's just, I'm nervous about this, all right? Scattered areas of dune erosion and localized overwashes likely during times of high tide. Wednesday afternoon into Thursday morning. Significant beach erosion and flooding expected. Storm conditions on all waters Wednesday into Wednesday night. And a light accumulation of sleet and snow possible for higher terrain of Orange County late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So if I'm making mistakes, it's just because I'm getting a little nervous about this storm here. So you can see here, this could be a significant storm here, up to 3 foot inundation of ground level. This is going to be bad. And it's going to be a threat here. You can see some of the areas of expected flood impact are in orange. Likely areas are in red. So all these areas you see in orange and red here on the South Shore are likely to face flooding. That includes parts of Long Beach, Island Park, Oceanside, as well as the Five Towns area and areas of the South Shore, the south of Merrick Road, as well as the Barrier Islands as well. You can see here a lot of flooding on the Barrier Islands. Fire Island is going to get hit hard. Major coastal impacts Thursday morning. Look at this. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. And Fire Island is going to have a lot of problems once again. This is going to be bad, which is why, like I said, they want to put sand on these beaches. We can't stop this, man. Why? We're just throwing money away at this point. All right. And so this is, we're in the high wind watch area as well. And this is their wind gust forecast. This could turn out to be worse than expected. Let's look at, again, we have all these warnings and watches in effect. So let's go here. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-40s. So today is the calm day. Even though today was a dreary day and we've got, rain or sucky drizzle around, tomorrow is going to be downright bad, for sure. So let's look at our highs and lows for today on the map. You see temperatures generally in the mid 50s right now. So let's go to our highs. And today was pretty chilly, so highs only in the upper 40s to around 50. Even cooler in Jersey, mid 40s there, which is unusual. But because of that, they probably had heavier rain there. Lows upper 30s to around 40. Precipitation. This is really what we're going to be monitoring now. Let's look at the 24-hour precipitation. See how much rain we've already gotten, because we've already gotten a half to 3/4 of an inch here. In some areas, an inch already on Nassau County. We're already at an inch, and this storm is going to give us another couple, 2 to 3 inches on top of what we've already got. A half inch out east, 3/4 of an inch in the Hudson Valley, New York City around an inch, and Jersey also around an inch as well. Approaching 0.893 or 0.83 in Toms River, but there's a report of 1.20. So I mean, this isn't happening. We got to get so much more tomorrow. So this is what my concern right here is that who knows? We might as well go for the wettest April on record already. We're going to get a month's worth. We're going to get an April's worth of rain by the time this is done, and we got the rest of the month to go. So this is just incredible. This is incredible. So looking at the radar, you can see a little bit of a break here, but it's still probably drizzling out there, so it's not going to be completely dry. And then look at all this heavy stuff that we have stretching from Ohio. This is the thunderstorm activity stretching down through Kentucky into Tennessee. This is the energy. It's all coming from the Gulf of Mexico. Again, these storms feed on that warm water. You can see snow up in the north, in Milwaukee, Minnesota, Wisconsin, into parts of Michigan. I'm not really going to pay too much attention to that. It's mainly going to be all about that heavy rain and the strong winds tomorrow that we're going to get to deal with. And you can see, look at this thing. Look at this storm. And I could put the lightning in here too as well, though it'll take a little while to load that lightning loop. You can see there's going to be a lot of lightning here. Look at all that. We have a good chance of seeing a thunderstorm tomorrow. Even though we stay in the cold air, we're going to have that warm, humid air advected over the cold air. And because this is such a strong storm and a warm, humid air mass that's being advected over and a lot of lift in the atmosphere, we're going to see thunderstorms tomorrow for sure. And you can see a lot of lightning here as well. So I can look at the current. I'm not even going to bother with waiting for that to load. Let's just go for the lightning here. Look at this here. And you can see, it's quite a bit of lightning here. Not as crazy as last night, but this is going to ramp up tomorrow. So let's go to the Storm Prediction Center here. So you can see that enhanced risk that goes all throughout Alabama, into Tennessee, West Virginia, into parts of the western North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, the Appalachian region. Moving into tomorrow here. Let's go to tomorrow's outlook. And look at that. Wow. They've got now southern New Jersey in a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms and a slight risk going in from Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Florida and Georgia. Oh, man. So let's go to the models next and go ahead and take a look and see what we've got here. We've got the 18Z GFS to work with. So you see that low pressure area is going to kind of go over the Great Lakes there. You can see the upper level low, but here's another low that's going to form right on top of us tomorrow and bring us heavy rain, particularly in the afternoon and evening hours. That low is, you can see the strong winds that are going to center around. You can see that there's going to be sleet to the north and west and a heavy wet snow over interior parts of New England. Along with the winds, we're going to see a lot of power outages again in New England. Again, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate parts of New York, into maybe even Massachusetts. That low slowly pulls out Thursday, but it's still going to keep the chance of showers around even into Friday. That low is just kind of sitting there and keeping us unstable. But the severe threat, which is what I'm going to be focusing on, is for tomorrow, the threat of the wind and the heavy rain. So let's go look. And I don't know if we've got enough of that HRRR, and in fact, we don't. So we're going to go and look at the NAM first, I think. I guess that's the one we will look at first. I don't know. We're not going to have enough of the 0ZM, but let's go look at the 18Z NAM. All right, and show you what we have. So In fact, I want to go to the FGen. That's the first thing I want to go to before we even look at that. So you can see a little bit of FGen tonight, but it's tomorrow. Look at what happens tomorrow. I mean, that's just insane, and it just sits over us. So heavier stuff might wind up being to the north or over Long Island versus Jersey with this kind of setup, but that is a tremendous amount of lift in the atmosphere, a tremendous amount of energy that's going to be sitting over us for a while. I would say at least probably a 6 to 8 hour period at least of this sitting over us, and that's going to bring a lot of heavy rain. So let's go look at the rainfall here, and you'll see the rain is going to develop, and this may be underdone. There may be more rain here than what this is showing. All right. This is, again, the 12-kilometer NAM, and it's not really going to do a good job showing the convective nature of some of these rains. So let's go to the 3-kilometer NAM. So to show you what's going to be happening. So the rain is going to start. You can see those thunderstorms starting to pop up over us tomorrow in the afternoon. And then here we go, a whole cluster of them for the evening. And they're just going to be popping up randomly all over the place. I mean, there could definitely be a good bed of thunder and lightning. That low center goes right over us practically. And that's still going to be raining. That rain is going to be lingering around right through the evening. So your whole day is going to be wet, but especially the latter half, the PM, you're going to have to deal with some really torrential rain. And that low moves up into the low center moves up into New England. So Thursday, at least we're mostly dry, but we will have the chance of some showers developing again in the evening behind in the unstable cyclonic flow. But like I said, I'm not going to really concern myself too much with that right now. You can see this is a deep low too, very deep as well. So you can see that. In fact, let's put the FGen on this one as well. Oh my gosh, look at that! Wow, that is not good at all. So that's going to sit over us for quite some time, and I think we're going to get more rain than this thing is even predicting. So let's see what the total rainfall is for this right now, and it's saying at least 2 inches. I'm thinking a lot of areas are going to see at least 3 inches of rain out of this on top of what we've already gotten. So yeah, I think we have a good bet of getting our April's worth of rain by the time this thing is said and done. This is going to be a tremendous amount of rain that we're going to have across our area, and it's going to cause a lot of flooding, maybe the worst flooding we've seen yet so far. The storm is really just really impressive in so many ways right now. So this is going to be a lot of rain that we're going to see, and this is just looking at the NAM. We can look at the GFS, which is obviously lower resolution. That's underdone. Let's go to the icon. Icon also underdone, so I'm not even going to bother with those right now. I have a good confidence. HRRR, this is out. So the HRRR sort of got the idea, again, of most areas seeing at least 2 inches, but I think it's going to be even more than that. So we have more of the HRRR. Let's look at the dew points and wind flow. So you get an idea of what's happening here in the atmosphere. So you can see at the surface, we've got a very strong easterly wind at the surface. But let's go ahead. I'm going to just look at a sounding here to show you what we have here. Look at how fast the temperature rises up as we go aloft. That's the warm air that's being advected over the cold air at the surface. That's causing the lift that we see in the atmosphere and resulting in the torrential amounts of rain that we're going to see. And you notice all the wind that we're going to see, too. Look at that strong easterly wind that we have. You'll see some of the warmer, humid air gets in at the surface. But for us, we're going to probably stay in that chilly easterly flow. And those winds are going to be just crazily howling, as you'll see. So that is what we've got. Now, temperatures, again, I'll show you that. Air temperatures here. You can see the warmth that's going to be, D.C. is probably going to hit 70. Baltimore may even get close to 70. So you have a very warm, humid air mass that's being forced over a shallow, cold layer of air, a maritime polar air mass at the surface. You'll see temperatures for us here on Long Island, we're only going to be in the low to mid-40s, but it could briefly hit the 50s, perhaps in Ocean County, depending on how far close that warm front gets. But there's a lot of lift in the atmosphere, all right? This cannot be understated, all right? I'm going to show you this as well. This is the 850. So you can see that at aloft we have a very strong southerly flow, and there's a little bit of wind shear there too as well. That's also a concern as well. So let's go to the rainfall here. So you can see those showers again starting. It'll be convective in nature. And then the evening, it's really going to just pour. Look at all this heavy rain. And I think this is underdone. I think there'll be more than that. I really do. I think the NAM has the right idea here. Every storm is overperformed. There's no reason why this one isn't going to overperform either, right? And then behind the storm, we may have to watch out for shower activity on Thursday as well, though it won't be substantial like what we're getting on this front end of this. But this is going to be one hell of a soaker that we're going to deal with tomorrow, and I haven't even gotten to the winds yet. So let's now go to the winds. Look at winds at the surface here, and you can see the red. That's all around Long Island, all right? Go to the NAM 12. All right, the 18Z. Unfortunately, I don't have the zeros to use. But you can see all the wind that we're going to see, and the east end especially. That easterly wind is going to push a lot of water onto the, you have the rain falling. So you have the rain falling. Let's just look at a map for a moment here of Long Island here, show you what I mean. All right, so we'll just look at Babylon, for instance, which is a spot that's going to flood a lot. You see the Carls River right here. So you can have the rain falling that's going to be coming. We'll put the rainfall in green. All right, so you have the rainfall that's going to be draining down all these waterways here. And then you're going to have the easterly wind at the same time. We'll change the color now to blue. We'll have this easterly, well, maybe like an aqua color. You'll have this easterly wind coming in, and that's going to not let the water drain out into the bay. So we're going to have a lot of flooding in these areas on the South Shore. It's going to be very bad. I'm sure South Shore 12 will be all over it. But there's going to be some very bad flooding at these areas, and that doesn't even, take into account the beaches. And that's what I mean. They're spending money on putting the sand and all these. It's just all going to get washed away. The millions of dollars that they just spent is going to get washed away tomorrow, throwing it down the drain. It's futile, man. It's futile. So we're going to shift over to the Ventus sky and visualize the winds for tomorrow here. I'm going to move this over here. This uses the HRRR. This is looking at wind gusts, 2 o'clock. Look at this. This is scary. It's already showing wind gusts to 67 miles an hour over Nassau County for tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Look at these wind gusts. This is going to cause, we're going to see a number of power outages in our area too from this. All right, 3 o'clock, see it kind of expands the whole area. But now a lot of the models are getting the idea that we're going to see wind gusts over 60 miles an hour. So I think a high wind warning is probably going to be needed. Look at and this is going to be around with us for quite some time. 5 o'clock, let's go to 8 o'clock. Still dealing with it. So we're going to deal with like I said, a good 6 to 8 hour period of heavy downpours, strong winds, and thunderstorms. And we're still dealing with here, even at 10 o'clock, still dealing with this. And so this is a long duration, and that means that all your areas, and that east wind is also going to cause a lot of flooding along the Jersey Shore, the South Shore, even parts of the North Shore, the East End. So it's almost going to be like a tropical storm. I guess what I'm saying is prepare for tropical storm-like conditions tomorrow, although it's going to be chilly. It's going to be like a tropical storm. Let's go to the waves now. You can see, look at this, 15-foot. This is going to be very, very bad. Very, very bad. So this storm's definitely looking worse and worse with each model run. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. This is all going to be a very, very bad situation for tomorrow. I can't say it enough. It's going to be very bad. Let's go to the Cape. I'll just look at the Cape and see if we have any Cape levels for thunderstorms tomorrow. Of course, this isn't really showing any. There could be. Lifted index, not really showing any. Helicity is going to be up there. Oh, my gosh, off the charts. But there's going to be a lot of lift in the atmosphere. So I can't rule out the thunderstorm, although we have that warm air just advecting over that cold air in the surface, and that's the issue. We're going to have a lot of wind shear as well. So if you're planning on traveling on airplanes tomorrow, there are going to be significant delays at the airports as well. Windy.com, we'll go look at this as well to show you, again, the wind gusts that the Euro is predicting. The HRRR really got a little, the Euro's also picked it up now too. The Euro is not quite as bad, but I'm leaning toward the higher end because every storm is overperforming. We have all this energy in the atmosphere, and these storms just fuel themselves on the energy of those oceans being above normal, and it's like food, And the more warmth that there is in the atmosphere and in the oceans, the stronger they're going to get. So let's go to the waves. Obviously, this is the European model now, but still showing significant coastal. Oh, yeah, this is going to be significant. So, yeah, expect this to be like a tropical storm tomorrow. I think that's the best way I can put it to you. So expect a tropical storm. It won't be warm. It won't. We have the cold air at the surface, but everything else is going to be like a tropical storm. The wind, the rain, the coastal flooding, all of that is going to come together for another major could be looking at a disaster in some parts of our area tomorrow. Not to mention there will be some power outages as well mixed into this. So tomorrow's storm is a very, very big deal. Be careful if you are going out there. And I expect a high wind warning to be issued for our area any day now. It's just for Jersey, but I don't know what the Weather Service is waiting for, but we are going to need a high wind warning for our entire area tomorrow. And I haven't even gotten to what's going on to the north, and I can't even focus on it. We got enough to worry about what's going on in our area. Like I said, I focus mainly on Long Island. Other people will talk about the general area. But this is going to be major effects to Long Island, especially along the coast. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. I guess that'll wrap up this Long Island weather update, but I will update you throughout the storm. Don't think I'll be able to get out tomorrow with that rain, but we'll have to see what happens, because if the power goes out, then I'm not going to have a choice. But let's see if we get the latest 0Z NAM in here. Up to only that. Yeah, we don't have it only up to that. I was hoping to see maybe we'd get a little more out of it. Let's just, for fun, let's just use the, where's that other model? HDRPS, this one. This is the experimental run here. That's out of Stony Brook. Let's see what they're doing here. Yeah. This is the experimental run. But again, you can't. This is our storm again. Look at this thing. I mean, it's just incredible. Look at all the slugs of rain that were going to come in here. You can also look at the RGEM as well, which I don't normally use for this, but we're going to look at every short-range model that we have available to us for tomorrow, and you can see it's just going to be a soaker. It's lower resolution than NAM, but you can see it's going to be a real soaker. So just be prepared for. Yeah, I think we're going to see at least 2 to 3 inches of rain, and most likely more. So tropical storm. Prepare for tropical storm-like conditions tomorrow. Is all I can say, and. Let's hope there aren't too many power outages for the rest of us, because I'm sure that the South Shore 12 will be all over the South Shore and forgetting about all the other people who in the middle of the island have dealt with power outages. And there'll also be, flooding in the middle of the island too, and flood-prone areas will be just everywhere. It's going to be, everything is just waterlogged. We are drowning here, this is what we're going to expect as we deal with the warming planet. This is the new normal. This is what we should be focused on mitigating, because I don't think we can stop this. I don't think, forget about the seawalls, forget about that. The barrier, anything along the coast, like the barrier islands, we have to de-inhabit those areas. Long Beach needs to be de-inhabited. Fire Island needs to be de-inhabited. Parts of the Hamptons need to be de-inhabited because they're not suitable for people to live there anymore. This flooding is going to become a regular occurrence, and we can't just keep sinking millions into it when we've got to protect areas that are more central in the middle of the island, like upgrading our power lines and our drainage systems. The South Shore is, I don't care if a certain demographic lives there. No one can stop what's happening. This is unstoppable, and get used to it, because this is the new normal, and it's only going to get worse. So that's all I got to say. Good luck tomorrow with the storm. I wish everybody to be safe out there. It's going to be bad. Have a good night.